and off he goes. So here are a few new items that I wanted to show you guys. First of all, I got a bunch of standard size timing belts, closed loop, as opposed to the open loop ones that are impossible to connect to make them usable for continuous runs. Got some screw terminals. These are 3-position ones, large, and 2-position ones, small. I tried to buy a greater variety, but they just didn't have them. I would have to order them, and they would take weeks to come. The small ones fit into the standard boards, into the ends. The big ones only fit when you drill the holes using a 1.1 millimeter drill or 1.2 millimeter drill. Then we have some cable feed-throughs, nylon, but I bought them because they can also be used as bushings. So they come in different sizes and they work really well. And now I need more hands. Here we go. So you can use them as a bearing there. They're nylon, they need to be glued in or epoxied in, and then you can use them to run your shaft. A cheap, quick and easy alternative to ball bearings. Retaining rings. Retaining rings are these little circular things. They come in different sizes. You need pliers to put them on. These pliers are in a little machine shop, and you need to machine a little groove into your shaft. It looks like this. Does it focus? Focus! Focus already. Here we go. No, it doesn't. Anyways, machine a groove, snap in a retaining ring, and that will prevent your wheel or whatever you have on your shaft to go off the shaft. Then we have spring pins. Same idea, you can prevent things from falling off a shaft, but this time you drill a hole across the shaft, and on go these little pins that are actually just a bit of coiled sheet metal from an alloy that is acting like a spring. So you can hammer them into the right size hole, and they get stuck. And to remove them again, you need to use a little pin punch that has the correct size. I have some drill bits for that size, and we have 2 different lengths, 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. Also got 3.3 volt Zener diodes to protect inputs on the blue pill. And here's something somebody asked me about. There are AT tiny chips. What these things are, they're ICs that have a scaled down functionality of what an Arduino does. You can use Arduino software to do the programming, and then you end up with a small chip, small circuit that has like maybe 2 digital outputs or inputs or analog ones. And you can just outsource some sub-functions to a simple chip, and it can be done with not so much external components. Super handy, will take like an hour or so for you to figure it out. Might or might not be worth it. Then here, we got some opto isolators. Just so you know, we have them. If you don't know what it is, you probably don't need it. People were asking me for larger proto boards. We got some here. They are roughly 2.5 times the size of our little ones. Connectors. Due to popular demand, I bought Jst Connectors and a not so great crimping tool. So the JSTs, they are a little bit better. They're rated for higher current than the male and female headers. Highly recommended. If you want to use them, I'd actually recommend you use them with needle nose pliers and not the crimping tool, because the crimping tool is doing bad things to the connectors. I would just use needle nose pliers and solder them. Last thing, I got some tape. I couldn't find the neoprene tape at the surf store. Then I went to a different Dollarama, and they have this tape that is for under runners and rugs, and it's actually really nice. It's super sticky. The downside is the backside is only sticky on the outer edges. But this stuff is really cheap. You can probably glue it with epoxy or super glue, and I can buy more anytime. Last thing here is silicone pads. Very sticky. They'll probably be super nice if you use them for tires. On the downside, it's extra difficult to make silicone stick to things. It's almost impossible, but maybe you can figure out a way. Okay, and that's it.